She ran for her life until the Iron Guardians saw who was chasing her. The afternoon sun bathed the quiet streets of Cedar Ridge in golden light, but for Mara it offered no warmth. Her breath came in ragged gasps, her chest burning as she sprinted down the winding back road. Her floral apron torn, her hands scraped raw from a desperate scramble over a fence. Behind her, heavy boots pounded the pavement. Two masked men, silent, relentless, were closing in. Just moments ago, she'd been arranging peonies at her little flower shop, Mara's Blooms, humming to herself as rain threatened on the horizon. Then, out of nowhere, gloved hands grabbed her from behind. She screamed. The vase of lilies shattered on the floor. Instinct took over. She twisted free and ran. Barefoot, heart hammering, the world reduced to one terrifying truth. They weren't going to let her go. She didn't know who they were. She didn't know why they wanted her. But she knew one thing. If they caught her again, she might never be seen again. Tears blurred her vision as she rounded a sharp bend. And that's when she saw them. 3 motorcycles idled near a roadside diner, their chrome glinting like blades in the sun. The riders leaned against their bikes, weathered jackets bearing the patch of the Iron Guardians, a local biker brotherhood often whispered about in town with equal parts fear and fascination. Their beards were rough, their arms inked with stories of their own battles, and their eyes, sharp as flint, locked on to her the moment she stumbled into view. Mara froze for half a heartbeat. Terrified of them, too, but then she heard the snarl of the pursuers gaining ground behind her. She had no choice. "Please," she cried, voice cracking. "They're after me! They tried to take me!" The bikers moved as one. The largest of them, Roar, stepped forward, his frame casting a long shadow. He didn't speak. He simply turned and faced the road, his posture like a fortress wall. Beside him, Griff cracked his knuckles, eyes narrowed. Maddox pulled his phone from his pocket, already dialing 911. The masked men skidded to a halt at the edge of the diner's gravel lot. They hesitated. One glanced toward the bikers, then back at Mara, still trembling, still barefoot, clutching a broken stem of white lilies like a talisman. "You don't want this," Roar said, his voice low but carrying like thunder. The men exchanged a look. Then, without a word, they turned and vanished into the trees. Silence fell. Mara collapsed to her knees, sobbing, not from fear now, but from relief so sharp it ached. Strong hands helped her up. It was Maddox, his tough exterior softened by concern. "You're safe now, sweetheart," he murmured. "We got you." Griff handed her a clean bandana for her bleeding foot. Roar stood watch like a sentinel, scanning the trees until the distant wail of sirens grew louder. When the police arrived, the story poured out of her, shaky but clear. Within the hour, thanks to a dash cam from a passing truck and the bikers' sharp eyes, the masked men were apprehended trying to flee the county. They'd been part of a trafficking ring, targeting small towns. Mara had been in the wrong place, but her instincts and the grace of unlikely heroes saved her life. Later, as dusk painted the sky in violet and amber, Roar offered her a ride home on the back of his Harley. She hesitated only a second before climbing on, her arms tentative around his waist. The engine rumbled to life, steady and sure. As they rode through the quiet streets, Mara closed her eyes, not in fear, but in wonder. She'd always thought of bikers as outsiders, men with hardened hearts and louder engines. But today, they'd been her shield, her salvation. At her doorstep, she turned to them, tears glistening again, but this time they were tears of gratitude. "Thank you," she whispered. "You didn't know me, but you protected me anyway." Roar gave a small nod. "Kindness ain't about knowing someone. It's about seeing them." And in that moment, Mara understood. Heroes don't always wear capes. Sometimes they wear leather vests and ride iron horses with hearts bigger than the open road. If this story moved you, if it reminded you that courage can wear many faces and that light often shines brightest in the darkest moments, then please hit like, share, and subscribe to ACA Storytales. We craft these cinematic, emotionally powerful stories to remind you that kindness, bravery, and second chances are real, and they're all around us, even in the most unexpected places. Drop a comment below and tell us, have you ever been helped by a stranger? We read every single one. And don't forget to tell us where you're watching from. We love knowing our stories reach hearts across the USA, Canada, the UK, Australia, and beyond. Thanks for watching till the end. Stay kind, and remember, you never know whose life you might change just by stepping in.